Welcome to What's What with Benji Watt. I am your host, Benji, obviously. And behind the camera, we've got...
Producer Josh.
Yeah, we should really do that. We've got a special guest, we've got Snorlax.
Hey, Snorlax.
Should we name it?
Why do you have some sort of character all the time? Like,
I mean, like, characters, create character.
Nice.
If you know what I mean. Yeah,
we should just continue and just ignore the beautiful background that you have.
Oh no, I've got the beautiful background. I mean, like, I'm here at Airbnb because I'm seeing my husband for the first time in like 16 days tomorrow. So we won't talk about that. But we'll talk about the scenery.
Magnificent.
It is magnificent. We've got the ocean in the background, the forest, and yeah, it's not often I come here to Waitakere.
We forgot a little prop on the table.
No, we're leaving it there.
Just continue.
No, we're gonna eat that and stuff like that. I mean, like, do you want some food? Oh, that. Okay, fair enough. Do you want some food?
That's not food, man. That's like snacks.
Yeah, it's good. It's lolly cake.
Yeah. Come on, let's do it.
Right. I mean, like, people have told me that I should not eat food on there, but, like,
There's no rules, right?
I am the rules. Okay, ready to catch? That's a good catch.
That's right.
I used to get this at the cafe. I can't remember. It's like Muffin Break or something like that. They sell these in a big slab. So try it.
Are you going to put, like, all these chopping sound effects right now?
Okay, rule number 1. We don't talk about the sound effects because we're going to actually put the sound effects on.
Alright.
There's no rules. Oh, yeah, okay, there's one rule.
Man, West Auckland is beautiful.
It's not. I used to actually live here for like 6 months. Not here, but in Henderson. I was like 8 years old and stuff like that. And it's been a long time since I've been around this areas and stuff like that. On my way here, I actually went to go visit my dead grandmother's grave because it's like her 16-year anniversary since I saw her last. So,
16 years?
Yeah, 16 years since I actually saw her last before she died of cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, I used to call her, the whole family used to call her Nana Rabbit, so I bought a concrete rabbit and I actually put it next to her grave, so because it's concrete, it lasts for quite a long time. And, it's a good memory, to put there, and every time I come back, I'm like, oh, look, the rabbit's still there.
But what kind of relationship do you have with her?
Oh, yeah, really good relationship. She was a very nice woman and nice person.
So why a rabbit? I don't know, she was very active.
What sort of active are you talking about?
No. Honestly, I don't mean like that.
I don't know. It was just like, because when you think about rabbits, they're nice, cuddly, and they're very charming rabbits,
Got it.
Like bunnies and stuff like that. So
I didn't mean it. Now you're making me. No, I don't mean like that.
You're such a dirty person.
No. Oh no.
Yes. But it's kind of like also interesting, like, because I got a lot of health issues, and I'm amazed how I've survived such a long time. With the lymphoma cancer, suffering with like fibromyalgia, hydromyosis or hyperhidrosis or something like that makes me sweat a lot. I'm very lovely. My doctor loves me so much.
My goodness, man. There's 3 mouthfuls right there.
Oh, I get that all the time. It's generally salty though.
Here we go. Yeah.
All right, let's actually go on to the first topic. All right, first topic is the result of Trent Broadhurst versus David Light.
Now, I didn't watch that. But I was on the message. I was in the chat box.
You're in the chat box,
Tell me, how did it go?
David Light did a very good job, but it's either Trent Broadhurst came into the fight injured, or David Light injured him in the first round. Oh no, or was it the second round? Because it was obvious that Trent Broadhurst had like a ruptured eardrum, specifically when on the left side, so specifically when David Light actually got him on the right. So, like, powerful right hand. Managed to actually knock Trent Broadhurst down 4 times throughout the fight.
4 times? Wait, so did the fight go the distance?
No. It ended by knockout in the 3rd round. Well, TKO.
Wow. Okay.
Now,
how good is Trent Broadhurst, like, compared to, Bam Bam Flanagan? And what kind of record does he have?
Similar caliber, I would say, because, like, they've both had world title shots.
Okay.
So they've both been like ranked quite high, like very minimal losses. Both had a lot of experience. The only New Zealander has ever beaten Trent, apart from David Light, is Robert Berridge. So.
Okay, so this happened in Australia, right? On the undercard
of Tim Tszyu.
Okay, so he's not fighting on Jai Opetaia.
Well, that's the thing.
Pronounced that wrong.
Jai Opetaia. They actually spoke about that in the next after the fight. Is that, are you looking for that fight? And yes, we are very looking for that fight. Excuse me. And that's what they want. And Jai Opetaia is not fighting till next year. I think like on the 5th, in May or March or something like that, something like around that time.
Okay.
And his opponent is like not announced yet, so maybe there is a possibility. But I believe the smart thing to do is David Light to wait till the end of the next year. But also at the same time, I'm looking forward to the rankings for both the WBO and BoxRec because Trent and David were quite ranked very closely on BoxRec. So there would be quite a significant jump in BoxRec, which we'll find out later tonight.
That's a good way to create, get some recognition for yourself, right? Getting a 3rd round knockout in Australia.
Yeah.
That should send waves.
And like I believe David Light's already ranked above Jai Opetaia in BoxRec, so it would be a good fight to put together.
How good a fight do you think? Like, do you think this could create like stardom? Like,
yeah, exactly. I think David Light's already reached that stardom in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's as famous as Junior Farr, but he should be as famous. I think he's the same level of stardom as Bowen Morgan. If that kind of makes sense.
Okay, so nationally a superstar.
Not nationally a superstar because Junior Farr is nationally a superstar. Joseph Parker's internationally a superstar. Mm-hmm. I'd say that Bowen Morgan's like semi-national, if you know what I mean.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So it kind of, David Light kind of needs more credit. I guess more media coverage as well.
But that fight propels him, right?
That will propel him up. He himself was disappointed, and as well Trent was disappointed because like it was it ended too early. It could have been a better fight. And, to be honest, in that 3rd round, David Light, even though he won that fight, it wasn't the best. It wasn't his best round because he was just looking for that one punch that whole entire round, which made him didn't make him look good. Of course, he actually did end up landing that punch in the end twice, obviously, because he got knocked down twice, and Trent got knocked down twice in the 3rd round. But like, if the whole entire time he's actually looking for that one punch, it's not exactly the best of looks. But it's something for the drawing board for David Light and stuff like that.
No, very good. So congratulations to the great White Light.
And he'll probably get a good boost in WBO as well. So yeah. Well, on to the next topic. So we didn't actually report this last week, but because we didn't know, David Allure actually fought on Gunnar Jackson's promotions in Tauranga last weekend. Mm-hmm. Went up against Thomas Russell.
Oh, wow. Okay. Some bangers.
Yeah. Well, Thomas Russell, he doesn't have the best record, like 0 wins, 8 losses or something like that.
But he's been in like very competitive fights. Like very crowd.
Yeah.
Propelling.
And not a lot of people actually may manage to knock him out as well. So he's a tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is the fight that we were talking about a while ago. How like we didn't want David Allure fight Aaron Russell because it was a too early fight for coming out of retirement. Because he's too rusty, and like taking those big massive fights is like it's a dangerous move. But taking on a fight like Thomas Russell is a good thing to get rid of that rust. They went the full 6 rounds and David Allure won, of course. I think the next thing would be for David Allure to have another fight. Not someone big yet, but someone that's a little bit more challenging. And then go for a bigger fight after that. Now I'm putting myself in the spot of like who would be the good next opponent. What do you think?
You're thinking about someone from New Zealand?
Yeah, someone from New Zealand.
And what weight class is he?
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight. I don't know.
I'm going to do something unusual. I'm going to look at my phone. Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Well, let's see. So Berridge is not. He's light heavyweight now.
He's
right?
light heavyweight. He's always been light heavyweight. He looked at going to light heavyweight, but he decided to stay in the light heavyweight class because he's naturally lighter anyway. Which, by the way, I have to mention, Robert Berridge was originally booked to fight Damien Hooper on the same card as David Light, but
That's right.
that fight got cancelled or postponed. I should use the
How
word.
come?
Damien Hooper pulled out. We don't know exactly why. Maybe like an injury of some sort, but we don't know exactly why.
That must be quite disappointing for Berridge, right? I mean,
I could imagine. He hasn't fought since last year, and like to have that opportunity taken away from him.
and it's a big opportunity. I mean, Damien Hooper's a big name, right? He's fought on Pacquiao's undercard.
Yeah. Okay. A good opponent for David Lua, his next opponent would actually be like Alistair Boyd. That would be a good opponent.
Okay. Tough fights, yeah.
It's a tough fight, but it's not like a Joshua Francis or a Lance Bryant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he gets through Alistair Boyd, then he should fight someone like Joshua Francis, Lance Bryant, that would be the next level up. And then if he gets that, then be ready to fight over in Australia.
That's assuming he doesn't get a draw with
or a
Alistair
loss.
Boyd.
Don't be mean. Yeah.
Didn't Damien Hooper lose to gain a win on the Manny Pacquiao undercard with one of Kevin Barry's fighters?
Yes, that's right.
Do you remember his name?
Umar something like that. Is he Russian or something like that?
Yeah, so that was a high caliber fighter, right?
That was a high caliber fight, and he was coming in to lose that fight because you know how matchmaking sometimes is that they match you up with a boxer who we think that he's going to win and be an easy win for him. But Damien Hooper came in and shocked the world and like defeated this guy.
And he's also indigenous, right? He's
Damien Hooper?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I haven't actually read much about Damien Hooper.
Yeah, here we go.
It's funny
Damien
because
Super Hooper in Toowoomba. Is an indigenous Australian professional boxer. So I guess he's Aboriginal.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Okay, going back to Gunnar Jackson. Gunnar Jackson, who promoted his fight night last week with David Law as the main fight of the card, they actually showed that video that I've told you about, that I created. They put it up. They showed it up there.
It's good work, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, he also had a little speech for the crowd. Pat Leonard gave him a NZPBA title. I guess it's like thank you for your for fighting in New Zealand, for what you've done for the boxing community, blah, 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 blah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video here of like the funniest moment ever. Okay, next topic. Geovana this week.
Wait. So Gunnar, it's official.
It's official retired, yes.
Okay. So his last fight was at Andre Mikhailovich.
Yes.
Okay.
Good fight. And that fight is nominated by a GladraP Award for Best Local Fight of the Year. So vote on the GladraP Awards. But we'll talk about the GladraP Awards.
I don't know. Do you want to say a few words about Gunnar? I mean, you followed his career for a while.
Yeah, I think I judged 4 or 5 of his fights. Funny enough, I think he lost 3 of those fights.
Oh no!
And of course, he's never been knocked down or knocked out. So him to lose 3 times from me is because of decision. So,
Oh
You know what I mean? Do you think he's represented the sport well?
He's represented the sport very well. If he's probably, you know what? I'm going to say that he should deserve our GladraP Hall of Fame next year. What do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, he's always been a nice guy.
Yeah.
Tough fights, and he's always been ready for a challenge, and definitely worthy of the induction, I think.
Yeah. And like, you know, there's like some boxers who are like pretty ugly, and he's pretty attractive, you know.
How come you didn't? I think he should be on the. Is he one of the nominees for best?
No, because he's retired now. So.
Oh, okay.
But like, still,
you missed your chance, Gunnar.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you should have retired next year.
Yeah. Anyway, so next topic is that Geovana Peres is receiving her BoxRec T-shirt this week. If you don't know what that is that in BoxRec, when you're ranked number 1 in the world in that weight division, you get a T-shirt. is actually an extremely rare t-shirt because like not a lot of people actually have this, because you think about like not a lot of people become number one, of course. You're talking about like Anthony Joshua, he's got a t-shirt. Angie Ruiz, he's got a t-shirt. Vladimir Klitschko, Triple G, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people have these it is a rare t-shirt because only, people who become number one,
The t-shirt from who? From
BoxRec.
Okay.
Yeah, because BoxRec it gives you a t-shirt if you're number one in your weight division in the world.
So it's pretty. I've seen a lot of the belts sort of give you a t-shirt like after the win. Yeah. So
BoxRec gives you one if you win if you are number one in the world in BoxRec.
Ah, fantastic.
So
okay.
Think about it. It's a very rare t-shirt because you have to be number one in that division.
Got it.
And like, this has never happened in New Zealand. So when you think about Joseph Parker, he never received a t-shirt because either Vladimir Klitschko or Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua was number one in the world. David Tour never received a t-shirt because Lennox Lewis was number one in the world. Danielle Smith didn't receive a t-shirt because what was the welterweight female who's number one in the world at the moment? She had
Clarissa?
No, not Clarissa. She's in the middleweight.
Welterweight. Wait.
Starts with C.
Talking about.
Right, that girl. We'll have a facts thing.
You're talking about Eddie Hearn's fighter?
Probably. But anyway, she was number one in the world. So like, this is the first time ever in New Zealand that someone receives a t-shirt and gets actually a spotlight for being number one in the world on BoxRec. So it's actually pretty impressive.
How do you go winning a t-shirt? Do you have to apply for it?
No. Well, remember, I am the BoxRec representative for New Zealand and South Pacific. So the BoxRec messaged me. It's like, hey, do you have close contacts with Geovana? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. I helped her out a little bit, and it's like, we'd like to give her the t-shirt for being number one in her division. Can you arrange this? And like, yeah, sure. So
is it just the one t-shirt? Like, suppose it gets dirty. Like, do you get a couple or just?
It's the one t-shirt, but like I assume that they'll send another if they requested it.
Yeah, you should get one so you can hang it, and then the other one you can just sort of wear it around.
But like I said, like a lot of like famous good boxers have it, like Anthony Joshua again, and Andy Ruiz, Clarissa Shields. Like,
it's massive. Yeah.
It is actually a big deal. Yeah. So
even though it's just a t-shirt, but it's a massive the whole.
It's a symbol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And also, you're gonna film that moment when she receives it from us.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we happy to bring that.
It's exclusive. It's an exclusive from
Thank
Gladrap.
you. Yeah. Is it in the evening?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I should confirm that later. Next topic. Patrick Marley.
Is it Katie Taylor you were referring to before? Katie Taylor? No. Okay, sorry. Start again.
No. Patrick Marliata, his next fight is December 14th.
Okay, December 14th. Okay, that's soon.
It's not announced who his opponent is yet. But again, like if you followed his career, his first fight was in New Zealand.
Shane Cameron's show. Yeah.
Second fight was in America.
Utah.
No. I don't know where. Third fight was in Canada, and his fourth fight is in Bulgaria.
Wow, Bulgaria.
Yeah, Bulgaria. What's that guy's name who fought Anthony? He fought Anthony Joshua once, I think. Fought Vladimir Klitschko, number one in the IBF. Kurt, I think, Pulav or something like that.
Puvlev?
Yeah, Puvlev. His younger brother.
Not Pavlova.
Yeah, or something like that. His younger brother is main eventing the event. It's sponsored by. It's promoted by that team. So yeah, he's going to be. So Patrick Marliata is going to be on the undercard of that fight, and yeah, it's going to be very exciting for him.
Bulgaria. I mean, who's this promoter? How is he getting these opportunities?
I don't know. It's probably his manager, but he actually flew over to Bulgaria. I think it was either last week or the week before that to, get rid of that, jet lag and shit like that. And apparently he's loving it over there.
This is good, right? To be, you're starting your career but fighting in different countries. I mean, it has to be all good experience.
A very good experience.
Plus, you're fighting international fighters, so
yeah, exactly.
On big stages.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the poster, you can see the main thing it says the Battle of the Seven Hills, or maybe like Seven Seas or something like that. and says on the bottom that world-class heavyweights Patrick Maliata and some other guy in separate bouts. So they're actually recognizing him as a good heavyweight boxer as well on the poster.
So Kubrat Pulev is his brother is fighting on the main event. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The brother, his name is Turval Pulev.
Okay. He's rising up in the ranks as well.
Yeah, in the cruiserweight division. So
Got it.
yeah. Okay, so it's good news for Patrick Maliata. It's good to see him very active. Got one more fight before he comes home. So yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight in Utah. Am I right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't find an opponent, or it just didn't work out. You know, shit happens.
December 14th.
December
Bulgaria.
14th.
Stay
It might
tuned.
actually like December 14th our time. December 14th their time, December 15th our time, or something random like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's go on the next topic. We're going to talk about like individually the people, the competitors that in the Craig Thompson Dare to Be Great Auckland 8. We'll focus more on each and every boxer this time. We'll talk about the first boxers, Thomas Pierre. Successful kickboxing career. He's had over like 20 fights in kickboxing or something like that. I remember his record back in 2018 was 13 wins, 8 losses or something like that. So good kickboxer. His pro boxing career, 2 wins, 7 losses. His last one was against Will Quarry, which is actually interesting because Will Quarry is also in the fight as well. So
okay.
That'll be interesting if they, end up being matched. Fought a lot of big names, including Daniel Tai, tough guy, Izu, as we all know about Izu. You're blanked.
Yeah. You mean he lost his last fight, right? I mean, it was pretty bad.
No. Will, that's Will. I'm talking about Thomas Pierre.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
no, you're talking about Izu, right? His last.
No,
Did you
no.
say Izu.
Yeah. Thomas Pierre fought Izu.
Got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Izu.
Wake up! Alex Leopai.
Wow, big names, man.
The current Australian champion, Faiga Opilu, and like a lot more names. Fought Natu La Uli, who's also in the 8-man tournament as well, in a kickboxing fight on King of the Ring. So,
Wow, this looks like a good favorite, maybe.
well, I wouldn't say that. He's got experience, and that's the main thing. And he's got experience in fighting in tournaments as well. He's fought a couple of tournaments in Australia, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And well-recognized fighters, both in New Zealand and
Yeah.
also Poland. Okay.
Next boxer, Curtis Laisoki. I'm very sorry if I actually, mispronounce any of these names. He's making his pro debut, born in Samoa, raised in West Auckland, and currently resides in Kaikohe.
Where is Kaikohe?
Kaikohe is in Northland, so near like Cape Reinga.
Got it.
So like right at the top of Northland. Next one, Matai.
I got this. Mataiva Tapa.
Yes, also making his professional debut, coming from a big. Fuck me, I'm going off.
I got it. He's coming from the corporate scene.
A
He's,
big corporate career. He's fought on Hard Knocks a couple of times, so you can actually see those fights on Gladrap actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, search his name up on Gladrap. Okay, Will Quarry, 5 wins, 4 losses. He's a tough bloke. Has fought 3 boxers in the tournament. Of course, Junior Putty, Thomas Pierre, Clarence Tillman. Hasn't fought since the massive knockout against Izu back in 2015. So there's going to be a lot of ring rust there. And also fought Hemio Hio and Willis Meehan in his career as well.
How did those fights go?
He lost.
Okay.
I guess
good, but a good experience, right?
Yeah. I think he once had a brawl. Outside of boxing, he once had a brawl at the Robert Berridge versus Adrian Taiha event or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something like that happened. That he was in like some sort of fight outside the venue after the show.
Are we gonna get voicemails after this?
Should we even talk about the voicemails?
No. Everyone's getting voicemails. Okay.
Okay, I am judging on the fight, so I can't really say who's my favorite, but I think the next one is got a heavy, favourite in other people's eyes. Samesi Kalu, 1 win, 1 draw, no losses. 2010 Tongan representative for the Commonwealth Games. Defeated Cameron Tukua. Drew with Conrad Lamb in his second fight. He's a heavy hitter, and like to have a draw with Conrad Lamb.
It shows that fight showed me he was a very intelligent fighter. Like,
he had a
strategy going on in there.
Yeah, he's a very good fighter, very intelligent fighter. He's got a good chance. I think he's a heavy hitter as well. You can see both of his fights in Gladrap.
And he's from Pridelands.
Yeah, Pridelands. He's from Pridelands. Yeah. Okay, here's a mouthful. Junior Putty, not his name, but all the information that he's got.
The favourites are at the end, I think.
But a lot of people think he's a favourite. 15-year professional boxing career. He's also had amateur background. 35 professional fights, 11 wins, 23 losses, 1 draw. Former UBF and WPBF Asia Pacific champion. He has fought Clarence Tillman and Will Quarry, who is also in the tournament, as you know. Has fought big names including Lucas Brown, Junior Farr, Solomon Harmono, Daniel Tai, Jameson Bostic, Mark Demori. If you remember Mark Demori, he fought David Hay at one point. Dominic Villa, and this is a big name because he cut Joseph Parker, Afatutupu.
Almost derailed his career.
Exactly. Clarence Tillman, 40 professional fights, 11 wins, 27 losses, 2 draws. Very experienced, as you can see. Has fought also Junior Putty and Will Quarry, as you already know. Also fought big names like Brown Butterbean, David Latali. I think that was his last fight as well. Last fight for Clarence Tillman since, last. Will Nasio, the Herminator. Vitaly Soy, I should say. Hemi Ahio, which actually ended up Clarence Tillman dislocating his shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that fight. Lucas Brown, I think twice actually. And Sonny Bill Williams.
That's right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, fought Sonny Bill Williams for the New Zealand title.
How did that fight go? Remember, it went the distance?
No. Sonny Bill Williams knocked him out in the first round.
Wow, okay. But he did put a Brown Butterbean on the floor, right?
In the first round, and Brown Butterbean won the last 3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember, I was getting told that Brown Butterbean went in with the emotions and then got knocked down and went back to his corner and was like, okay, I'll stop listening to you. To his coach. Okay, Natu La'auli. Making his professional boxing debut, however, as a successful kickboxer, fought Thomas Beartow in kickboxing back on the undercard of King of the Ring. Has also fought in multiple King of the Rings and coming runner-up in King of the Ring 3 times. Wow. It's definitely difficult to get into the King of the Ring, in the finals, so for him to be runner-up 3 times.
Yeah, brutal. It's brutal, the King in the Ring.
Yeah. Okay. New topic. We're going to talk about the GladraP Awards. Now we're just going to talk about the details of what's going to happen with the GladraP Awards because we've only got 3 days left. It's pretty exciting, actually.
3 days before the draw ends. I mean, the
voting
ends.
Yes.
How many have you had so far?
We're getting closer to 900.
Nice.
Yeah.
You think we'll cross 1,000? We should.
I think we're going to get a lot of last minute votes.
Okay.
Just people get very excited.
Yeah. You gotta apply the pressure,
Yeah, apply the pressure. But yeah, so what's going to happen is that what we're going to do is from between the 10th and the 20th of December, we're going to start pre-recording some of the show. And announce some of the people who's going to be winning these awards. Not everyone's going to get a pre-recorded show of receiving the awards. Just majority of it. But if we'll probably some of them will be on the show on December 22nd. So if you're not getting pre-recorded, don't worry about it. You'll actually you still might be in the running. So you know. So yeah, I think we definitely gonna go over the certificates because I think it's just an easier thing to do. Well, not just about easy. It looks the sign that I did looks nice.
Yeah. There's a buzz in the air, right?
There is a buzz in the air. Yeah, and it's not the wind.
Yeah, like I think it's good timing. Like, you know, YouTube has the whole rewind thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a perfect timing. Just at the end of the year, celebrate the achievements and give credit where credit's due.
Exactly, and like these boxes work hard to get to where they are, and so some, especially the Hall of Famers, they're being nominated. So, you know, they really, deserve it. Okay, last topic. I mean, like, this is gonna be an exciting topic. So, recently, over the last weekend, I think it was the last weekend, or over this week, WBO had their convention, their annual convention, where they talk about stuff like ratings, what's happening in boxing and with WBO, etc., etc., etc. It was nice. You can actually see this on Instagram. That Geovana Peres had her photo up with the other world champions, so that is like really nice to have a look at. So check that out on Instagram with the WBO. But the main thing we're going to talk about now is actually Joseph Parker and David Higgins.
Okay, they've always had a good relationship.
No, it's not about them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So David Higgins went over to the convention and spoke to the ratings committee. He explained that because Joseph Parker is the only person right now, you never know what's happening tomorrow with Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, but Joseph Parker is the only person to have beaten Andy Ruiz, and he should deserve a higher ranking spot of going from 4th to 3rd. So this is the part where it's not controversial, it's an open discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Sounds good to me. I mean, what's wrong with that, right? I mean,
Okay, so like
he's the man that beat the man, right?
Let's look at a different angle. So obviously he came off 2 losses and he was removed from the rankings for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then he beat Alex Leopai and he got up to 7th. Then there was an announcement that he was going to fight Derek Chisora, thank you. And from just the announcement, not the fight, just the announcement, he went from being ranked like 7th to 4th, which swapped places with Junior Farr. So in my eyes, that shouldn't have happened because of the fact that you need to earn that spot, not from what your past victories, but from your current victories.
You would have been happier if after the fight he would have moved up there,
if the fight
not just on the announcement.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the fight took place, I would have been happy if he got jumped up. You know, but otherwise he shouldn't have been jumped up just because that fight was announced. Now that might not be the reason why they've put it up. There could be other reasons, I don't know, but from my eyes, from the outsider's point of view, that's what I see. But I don't know, I don't feel like it's right to have to be moved up in the rankings just for the fact that you've beaten someone in the past, but that's not your current victory, that was your past victory. Most people earn their spots to like go up in the rankings, not be given a golden ticket. And like, sure, Joseph Parker has had an incredible career. He's had like he's earned his victories and where he's came from, and stuff like that. But to be moving up in the rankings just because he's beaten the world champion in the past,
I don't know. I don't disagree. Doesn't it make sense in a way? Like,
yes and no. I mean, but at the same time, what I'm saying it also makes sense as well.
So move up exactly where? In which rankings? In which?
WBO heavyweight. So he's saying that he should be moved up from 4th to 3rd.
So who's right now in the 3rd position?
Tyson Fury. I think the second one was that cruiserweight boxer went up. Usyk, I think his last name was.
Alexander Usyk. Yeah.
And then first is Anthony Joshua, I think.
So he wants to be placed above Tyson Fury.
Well, there's also the theory that because Tyson Fury's going to get his rematch, he's going to be kicked off the rankings regardless. But even if he doesn't like being above Tyson Fury, There's also the whole discussion that if the title becomes vacant because you know how mandatory challenges happen. I think USK is actually the mandatory challenge for WBO anyway. So if like that fight doesn't happen to the winner against Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, they say they've actually put in a place where they said that Joseph Parker should fight USK for the world title if the title became vacant. Again, like, I still think Joseph Parker should at least have one more fight to earn the spot that he has right this very second, because his last two fights, like, he's only had one fight this year. His last two fights was against Alexander Flores, which ended like
it's controversy with the
it ended controversial. Yeah. He didn't get ranked because of that fight, so we can't really take into consideration. And even if he was going to be ranked, he should have been ranked in the top 15. And then his fight against Alex Leopai, again, that fight should have happened probably much, much earlier in Joseph Parker's career. But he did get ranked in that after that fight, but like 7th or something like that. So a jump to 7th to jump from 4th to 3rd right now doesn't make sense.
It's only one spot. I mean, I don't know. I don't think public is really gonna.
It's not really gonna care. But
yeah, because it's just one spot. You know, it's not a big jump. It's not a big leap.
But this is an open discussion, so this is actually like.
Yeah. But look, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, you know, David Higgins is doing the right thing. You know, he's looking for his fighter's best interest.
Yes,
and I guess if I was him, I would do the same thing.
Exactly. But
whether.
Outside point of view.
Yeah, but I don't know whether he should go above Tyson Fury. But then when you say that he's gonna lose his ranking anyway.
Yeah. Because
he's a WWF wrestler now.
I think that was just a temporary thing anyway. But like, hey.
Yeah. When is that fight happening anyway?
What?
The whole wrestling thing.
Oh, that's already happened.
Oh, and okay. Well, what was the outcome of that?
I think Tyson Fury won by count out.
Okay. All right. Okay. I haven't seen that yet.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the end of the episode. It was a good episode.
It was short and sweet.
Really? I didn't know it was that short. You know, I generally
around 34 minutes.
Oh, I generally expect larger things. There we go. It was a relaxing episode, actually.
It was.
Yes, we should do.
Yeah, more relaxing than the last.
Yeah. Anyway, happy Crate Day, everyone. You know.
Happy what?
Crate Day.
What's that?
You don't know what crate... You're just going to cause so much controversy from just that one comment. So Crate Day is the first Saturday of December where everyone buys a crate of beer, drink that, do stuff like a relaxing day, play like backyard cricket. You know, it's a Kiwi cultural thing of drinking, relaxing, and, you know, yeah.
Happy Crate Day, everyone.
Happy Crate Day.
Yeah, and remember, voting's closing soon, so go in, cast your vote, and
have a beer for me.
There we go.
Yes.